Back in 1996, John was the founder of Greystone and started and again with Kathy Divis and some others, founded this company that is really the sponsor of this internet conference and the host. And the first one was held at Bally's. Was anybody at the Bally's Healthcare Internet Conference in 1996? Couple people, yeah. So we've got some long timers. I'm not going to say anything else about that. I'll just let it go. But it's been a successful conference. As you can tell, we've got the biggest conference this year that we've ever had. And a lot of that is owed to John. John had a vision and a passion for this industry. You know, when John was talking about this in 1996, he was seeing what we're dealing with today 17 years ago. You know, he was talking about how healthcare marketers were going to be so much more than print and billboard and some of the things that we were doing back then. He saw the internet as a real opportunity, a tool that we would all be able to use, something that would impact all of our lives. The conference continued to grow. So for 17 years, we've been on growth mode, if you will. And every year we see it getting a little bit bigger. He was also one of the guys that was around as Greystone started to build a health information library, which eventually became part of the Crane Staywell library. John was an innovator. He was a visionary. If you knew John, he was also somebody that never had too much, or always had enough time to be able to sit down and have a conversation with you. He was interested in everybody, interested in learning about what you were doing, always wanting to know what the next thing was going to be, and really passionate about building the program here at the Healthcare Internet Conference. So we started an award in his honor. We had our first one last year, and really this award is presented to individuals who embody those same ideas that John did for excellence, believing and acting on the idea that excellence could only be attained if you cared more than others thought was wise, if you risked more than others thought was safe, if you dreamt more than others thought was practical, and if you expected more than others thought was possible. So the ideal candidate for this award is someone who really has a lasting and significant contribution to healthcare and the internet. And that's at the local, the state, or the national level. It's someone who exceeds the expectations of someone who would be in their own position. You know, so John was always that kind of a person. He always gave you more than you could possibly expect. Candidates should be thought of or have attributes described as excellent, innovative, visionary, trailblazing, influential. It's that kind of a person that we're talking about. Influential both inside your own organization and then outside throughout the industry. And the candidate has a demonstrated willingness to share their expertise with others in the industry. John was a real educator and a sharer, and he never met a stranger. He always loved to sit down and tell you about what his ideas were and where he was headed with this, as much as he loved listening to you as well. So with that, I would like to turn this part of the program over to Joanne Eudes. And Joanne's going to come up and say a few words and then introduce our honoree this year. So please join me in welcoming Joanne Eudes.
Thanks, Mike. It really gives me great pride to be at the 17th annual. I was one when my hair was black about 16, 17 years ago when John started this whole concept. So I would like to first take a minute to thank Greystone, everyone that's here from Greystone, and the entire staff for all of their hard work. I'd like to thank our wonderful sponsors. This year, the largest number of vendors and sponsors that we've ever had. And a special thank you to all of you for your continual support and keeping John's vision and spirit going forward. He would be so very proud. But today, it's my honor and pleasure to present. Mike, did you leave the clicker? Okay. You know I'm so short, I can't see that. There you go. Today, it's my honor and pleasure to present the 2013 John Eudes Vision and Excellent Award honoree Dan Ansel. Dan co-founded Private Health News in 2003 and is currently the president and CEO of this thriving company. They provide award-winning, interactive e-communications solutions and marketing tools, which are currently being used by over 400 hospitals in the U.S. Dan has over 35 years of experience in developing and managing healthcare programs and services. You know, to stay successful in the healthcare field for this length of time, you not only have to understand the healthcare market, but you have to truly enjoy finding creative opportunities by thinking outside of the box and be willing to take risk. Dan has done exactly that throughout his career. He has developed innovative programs for national organizations, including Procter & Gamble, Choice Care Humana, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Healthy Advice Networks, numerous pharmaceutical companies, as well as over 100 healthcare systems. One of John's strongest values, and certainly one that resonates with Dan, is as you provide quality products and services, never lose focus or passion for meeting the needs of your clients. Dan has certainly done that. He has enthusiasm and passion for his work and is committed to excellence on behalf of his clients. He continues to develop effective strategies to engage people and build relationships with consumers, physicians, patients, and caregivers based on their specific health needs and interests. Dan is always willing to share knowledge and mentor others. In addition to being a frequent speaker at national conferences, he has published numerous articles and is an active member of many professional organizations. Dan has not only impacted the healthcare industry, but also the people in it. Please join me in honoring this year's recipient of the John Eudes Vision and Excellence Award, Dan Ansel.
Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to say how flattered I am to get this year's award, and certainly want to thank the people at Greystone, particularly Kathy and Mike. Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for the judges for selecting me. I also want to share the award with my staff because they are the engine behind our company. They make the ideas become real, and I appreciate them sharing their talents and choosing Private Health News as a place to work. I also want to thank my wife. Some of you know she's my wife, others don't know, but Susan Emerson. Susan supports me constantly, both professionally and personally. And truthfully, the reason I'm here is because of that personal and that professional support. When I think about John, and when I was told I was going to win this award, I sort of thought, I've had a great career. I've had a blessed career in healthcare. I've got to work for hospitals, public health. I've got to work for behavioral health organizations, private, and got to start my own company. And I've been blessed with many, many, many mentors. And the thing that I thought what makes John stand out was first, John shared information openly without any expectation that you're going to do something for him in return. And we know how rare that is in so many industries. The second thing is when John would tell you what he was thinking, he was telling you more to give you things to think about than to tell you what to think, which was, again, a real special thing. But most of all, and why I feel most honored to get the award, is John was a good man. For those who knew him, we knew what a good man he was. And for those who don't know him, he was a good man. And that's why I'm so pleased to get this award. Thank you very much.